Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of this awful war with Russia. And in my daily videos I try to update you on the important real-life situations in my country Ukraine, and of course I'm always glad to answer your questions, to clarify some facts from our history, culture, background, or whatever interests you. And actually I'm always very happy if my country Ukraine is interesting and important in your daily thoughts, and well, anything you want to know, I'm eager to explain. But also I know that you do like some less serious vlogs, and today I have this kind of interesting, less serious mood. So I want to speak a little bit about the potential names for Russia that you can use, and many of you use in the comments below my videos. I often laugh and enjoy them, because this modern realities resulted in the enlargement of the vocabulary that we use in the description of Russians, Russian soldiers, and so on and so forth. A short notice that I would like to use is that in my normal life, not during the war in my country, I am a very tolerant person and I don't share stereotypes about various cultures, nationalities, languages. I do believe that every country, every culture is very interesting, and the more of them exist, the better. So, but the modern day Russian regime is very close to Nazi. They kill hundreds and thousands of Ukrainians, they destroy my country. So it goes without saying that I cannot be tolerant to that. And I live to see the time when Russia collapses, Putin is dead, and Russians start to realize that they have lived this life in a very wrong way for a couple of centuries. This is actually the period when we have problems with them. So one of the most popular terms that we use to speak about Russians is that they are orcs. There are lots of memes here in Ukraine where you can see a picture of an orc saying that he feels really bad that we equate their race to the Russians, because orcs are different, better. I do think that if you read attentively the description of orcs, they are better than Russians, but what made this word appear is impossible to detect, but definitely looting, raping, killing children, killing civilians does not equate you to a human being. So those soldiers who are doing these things here in Ukraine for no reason, just following the orders of Putin and following their hatred towards Ukrainians, they are definitely not humans, not people, so they cannot be called normally. And orcs is one word. Also, I like those of you who say Orcland instead of Russia, because orcs live in Orcland. I have often spoken about Russia as a post-Mongolian society, and I agree with the remarks that you have left me that Mongolia, a beautiful and interesting country with lots of empty spaces, old traditions, Buddhism, if I'm not mistaken, can get offended. So when I say post-Mongolian, I actually mean post-Ord Mongolian. So those Tatar Mongol Ords that existed in the 13th, 14th century, maybe earlier, and caused lots of problems to Europe and to Ukraine, took Yasir, disrespected all the norms, even of medieval society. So that is what I'm talking about. Those Ords that simply killed everything on their way, stole everything on their way, burned the land, and built nothing, just invaded. And actually this technique is very similar to something that Russia practices. They don't like building something on their huge territories in the fields of forests of Russia, but they simply want more land and more poverty on this land, because the more land you have, the more destruction you bring. So that is the mission. So perhaps we should say post-Ordinian, I don't know, what would be the correct English version for that? So post-Ords society, as they share lots of this Ord traditions, starting from stealing children, taking them and educating them according to the standards of Russian Moscovian Ord, and finishing with this looting, surprise at the level of life in Ukraine or elsewhere, and all the other examples. Also, we often call Russia Moscovia because Moscovia was the normal name for it for a pretty long time. Russia was not a popular term, and it was Moscovian Tsardom, and even back in the times of Peter the Great. And this, for me, actually, the territory, the borders of Moscovia, they actually correspond to the borders of this real Russian culture, because through the centuries, Moscovia occupied lots of territories, not only Ukrainian, not only Baltic, not only Belarusian, but other, and now it looks like a very ugly construction, post-Soviet society that tries to build this totalitarian, gloomy world, but will fail. Also, I think it's totally okay to equate Russia with USSR, because for Putin, the idea to recreate USSR is the greatest dream of his life, and this is what he actually does here in Ukraine, because he believes that Russian Empire, Soviet Union, both are impossible without Ukraine. And actually in his head he has this ugly mixture, a Frankenstein, something taken from Russian Empire and this Orthodox world, Tsars, dark literature, and also Soviet Union with its idea of, I don't know, collective responsibilities, lack of respect for private property, enemies in the West and elsewhere. So these are the things that, the names that we often use for Russia. Orcland, Orkostan, which is similar to some other states that Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, so this is the way it can be built. Also Sovok, which is the word for Soviet something, Soviet period, Soviet constructions. And well, to sum it up, orcs is a popular, Russian orcs is a popular term in Ukraine. Then Orcland is the term that you have offered, and I like it. Moscovia Tsardom is totally correct for this real Russian territory and Russian identity without the occupied beautiful states that one day will become independent, I believe. And I don't know. So if you have any other interesting names, please feel free to offer them in comments, and I will be really glad to know more, because I believe that every language and every mind can produce something useful. Once again, I'm speaking in this humorous and at the same time evil manner, because Russia is the country that came to kill us Ukrainians just because we are Ukrainians. We did not use the majority of this word before the start of the war, because we were always looking towards self-development, I don't know, maybe copying West in something, but lifestyle, level of life is definitely better, and comfort is definitely better there than somewhere in the depths of dark Siberian cities where people drink to forget about their life and slowly becoming orcs. So feel free to let me know, how do you call Russia? If you have some words for Ukraine, so feel free to let me know that too. I'm very grateful for your subscriptions. Do help my channel grow, as it helps me to provide people with the information and updates on Ukraine. And I believe the world lacks English-speaking Ukrainian bloggers, and the world lacks me. I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of person. Anyway, please share news about Ukraine, speak about Ukraine. This is very important for us not to lose this attention and support of the world as Russia continues attacking civilians, killing civilians, and destroying global peace. Like my vlogs if you like them. Thank you for buying me coffees, for becoming my patrons, and most importantly, thank you for watching. Slava Ukraini!